Hello everyone, it's Mike at Inspiring Harmony with another lesson about leading with grace. I've never really made much money, but I've had a wonderful life doing what I love to do. I've been fortunate to have work whenever I needed it, and I've enjoyed trying my hand at lots of different things, particularly before establishing my career as a teacher and professional musician. I must have tried a dozen or more different things just for the fun and the experience of it. Even since, I've enjoyed being able to go out and give flight instruction during the day, go home and change clothes, go to the theater or the university in the evening to conduct an opera performance. I love having that kind of variety in my life. When it comes to being a musician, I've enjoyed being able to play the piano, sing, conduct, teach in a variety of musical styles. I've had people along the way say, you know, Mike, you could be better at any one of those things if you would just choose one and devote yourself solely to it. And in a certain respect, that might be true. But I feel like I would have missed out on so many opportunities. And I also think that as music goes, being able to perform and teach in a variety of musical styles makes me a better, more well-rounded, better informed musician, and makes me a more empathetic musician when I'm working with others. I sang for many years in Chicago with a good friend, Ed Pounds. Ed was a large African-American man with a large, deep, beautiful bass voice. We sang lots of places together, along with a couple of other men with whom we formed a quartet called the Concord Four. It was a powerhouse quartet. I loved singing with these guys. Here's a sample of what we did. I really did enjoy singing with those guys. When Ed's parents passed away, he invited me to play the piano for their funeral services. His mother's service, I recall, was at a funeral home on the south side of Chicago, where I'm pretty sure mine was the only white face. But I felt quite comfortable there, especially having grown up playing gospel music. At a certain point in the service, Ed came to me and said there would be a time of quiet meditation and asked if I could play something. So I said, sure, what would you like me to play? And he said, well, do you know Precious Lord, Take My Hand? Some know it as Take My Hand, Precious Lord. So I smiled and said, are you kidding me? I've been playing it since I was a child. Of course I can do that. And so I did play it. The beginning of it sounds like this. Well, I'll tell you, once it got started, to hear the congregation responding with, amen, was so gratifying for me. I was so happy that I could be there and make a musical contribution to that service. And so as I left the funeral home after, I felt someone from behind grab my hand, and I turned to see who it was. There was a short African-American man, maybe 80 to 90 years old. And before I could say a word, he grabbed my hand, held it up close to his face and looked at it. And he said, I could have swore these hands was black. I smiled because it was just the nicest compliment I could ever have gotten. He thanked me for the musical contribution I had made to the service. I have no idea if I got paid for that service. I don't care. I didn't care then. All I knew was that I was happy to have been there. I was happy to have been a part of that on behalf of my friend Ed and his family and friends. I was happy to have made a contribution to give them a chance to mourn the loss of their friend. Ed himself passed away tragically in the summer of 1995 during the heat wave in Chicago. I remember him fondly, and I do miss him. I think the primary criterion for what we decide to do with our lives means first discovering where our passion lies. Once you know that, then think about whether that passion, that dream, is realistically achievable for you. If it is, pursue it with all you have in you, and if you're successful at it, find ways to lead others and share your gift with other people. So here's the lesson I've learned. It isn't about the money. Please don't misunderstand. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money, nothing wrong with being wealthy. It just shouldn't be your primary reason for living, nor should it be your primary reason for choosing a career path. Instead, choose the thing that brings you ultimate joy, and then pursue that thing with all the passion that's within you. And remember, in the end, we're all going to die anyway, so who cares if you die with a lot of money? Thank you again for joining me for this lesson about leading with grace. Please do check out my book, my blog, and my website. And until I see you the next time, buen camino.